This is FinTech Futures at Sibos, and I'm joined by Darren Parslow. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent. How are you enjoying the conference so far?
It's been very busy.
Yeah, I can imagine. So just to get things started then, we'll just give a quick introduction to yourself and
Sure.
your role there, please.
Sure, so Darren Parslow. I've been at Visa for a little over 20 years. I've been in the commercial space for a little over 30 years. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. I'm based in New York and have done a few things at Visa, from commercial to B2B to processing and sales and acquiring, so kind of all over the map.
Excellent, excellent. So I wanted to chat about then B2B payments today. Mm-hmm. Can you discuss the state of the B2B payments landscape at the moment?
I can. Look, I think the B2B landscape right now is the most dynamic that it's ever been. And there's a couple things that I found myself saying in the last 2 days, which is the more things change, the more they stay the same. 20 years ago, if I were up on stage, I would probably have the exact same inefficient processes, legacy systems, need to go straight through, like lots of those same issues or topics plague this space in a way that they did for a long time. What is very different right now is that there's just a ton of new players, there's new Fintechs, and if you think what Fintechs did to the consumer and small business space a decade ago, and you think of where it's now coming in treasury, if you look at the floor of Sibos and you just look at the different companies coming in, it really is upon us. And that's what's changed the most and why it's most, kind of dynamic. I think there are phrases out there that have been going on for about a year: consumerizing B2B payments, democratizing B2B payments. And the Fintechs have really helped us do that a bit, where a treasury manager, banker might be thinking his cheese has moved. And so, like I said, just incredibly dynamic and super exciting.
Excellent, excellent. So what are the current trends then you're seeing that are kind of impacting the space at the moment?
So you'll see the same or hear the same kind of buzzwords: real time, anywhere, fast. The trends are all about that kind of democratization of B2B payments, like demystifying it, making processes simpler, making it available to more people. And it's incredible to see the pace of change at some of the largest treasury management banks and some of the smallest Fintechs, and really driving through a new experience for businesses, for treasury bankers. So I would also say non-bank companies, right? This whole notion of embedded finance and really kind of modularizing what payments mean, and having a company that's a great software solution for whatever piece of logistics or whatever in their B2B space, and actually picking up payments and starting to develop payment capabilities and financial capabilities is, I think, turning this thing around.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, you've mentioned Fintechs quite a bit there as well. What specifically are they doing then to really drive this evolution then?
Yeah, so look, I think there's very few Fintechs that are creating new rails, right? But what many of them are doing, which is really exciting, is they're just changing the entire approach to UX, right? So the customer journey, the customer experience, whether that customer is a banker, whether that customer is the corporate treasurer, whether the customer is an employee of a company, just changing and democratizing, again, consumerizing that UX and that experience is where a lot of these guys are focused. And many of them are focused on industries. Many of them are focused on kind of platforms or certain capabilities, but I say that they are forcing all of us to rethink the way that we've done banking and made payments.
Excellent, excellent. So what do you think the future then looks like for B2B payments?
Yeah, look, I think it will be faster, it will be immediate, it will be mobile, not just digital, but mobile. And I think it'll be modular, right? So again, know your niche, know your capability, learn to live with a network of players. Don't try to be all things. I think we're just going to see this network of networks and network of players who take individual pieces and make it that little individual piece better and better and better, and we'll strip through a much better end-to-end experience for all of our customers.
Excellent, excellent. And how about Visa then? What have you got to bring the news?
So we've been a little busy in this space, right? So we acquired Earthport some years ago. We just finished a currency cloud acquisition in the FX space and Treasury as a service. We just completed a Tink acquisition for data solutions and open banking. We've built from scratch a B2B Connect cross-border platform. And we kind of collectively at Visa anyway call these new flows. They're not new, but for Visa, it's new opportunities and new ways that we can be relevant in what is an adjacent space to something that we've done really well in for 50 or 60 years, which is the consumer to business use cases around the world, and really started to apply that to the B2B space. So
that sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Darren, for joining us.
No worries.
It's been great speaking to you.
Great, thanks, nice to meet you.
Excellent, nice to meet you.